All right, hello and welcome everyone. Those of you tuning in bright and early, I greatly appreciate you as always. It is once again premiere night, and I'm excited for this. Overall, there's a few caveats to this that I want to point out before we get started. Um, but I am kind of overall excited. I'm not gonna lie. But I think we're gonna do something a little different this time. Um, with how we're gonna go about this, and I'll explain more here in a moment when I can fully give you guys my attention. So give me a minute just to get um finished the last minute setup that I have to do as we hit the actual button itself and all that good and fun stuff. But I am looking forward to seeing each and every one of you tonight. I hope everyone's having a good day so far. Um, I felt like I kind of had the day to myself. I'm not gonna lie, so it was kind of nice. I didn't really have to do anything. I mean, I'll be honest, I kind of wasted a day, but it in a way I wasted a day. Like, well, I guess quote unquote wasted today. But like it was like a almost like a refreshing like I wasted a day, and you know what? I feel good about it kind of deal. You know what I mean? Does anyone else have that where it's like I didn't do shit today, but you know what? I kind of needed to not do shit today. So I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little bit like refreshed almost in that sense. I think the only thing I really did today was kind of like try to figure out what we were gonna play today, which again I'll get into that. But we are gonna be playing Dragon Age Origins tonight. I'm kind of excited about it, to an extent, and I'll explain why. But if you give me just a moment, I will be able to greet each and every one of you as you poke your head in. And I do apologize for the delay and all that stuff. Da, 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 da. I think I got only a couple more things to check before we are ready for me to pop on screen and we can talk a little bit and all that good stuff. But I'm excited to see each and every one of you. I hope everyone's having a good day so far. Welcome in, Koro. Me excited? That never happens. It's nice to see you, Cora. How are you doing? Welcome in, Pigeon. It's nice to see and have you here as well. I said I'll explain why as soon as I get stuff taken care of. Don't pick on me, Zeke. Zeke is always mean to me. Zeke likes to bully me. He likes inflicting pain on me. Ah. I will scream at you. This is a day where I'll don't give people ideas. What do you mean don't give you the idea of you picking on it? Okay. I see how it is. I see how it is, mean. Mr. Mean over there. I'm doing alright over here, Pigeon. Thank you for asking. Alright. So I'm here now. We're gonna sit here and talk for a minute before we get started or do anything. I also have to make sure. Yes, I do have my controller over here. Okay, good. So, I think what I want to do with we're gonna do something a little different with Dragon Age this time around. And let me explain what. Because I'll say this, all day today, I was kind of feeling like, you know what? I'm gonna be honest, I was still kind of undecided. Goodness gracious, Zeke. All day today, I was still stuck between like two choices. And then I think I like when I posted the message in the Discord earlier today, I decided on Dragon Age. And then as soon as I like booted up the game to like kind of like clear out save files, which I wasn't able to do for whatever reason, I don't know why. I realized I don't know if I want to play this. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna see how we're feeling, all of us together after stream, and see how everyone's feeling with Dragon Age. I will say I do want to go through Dragon Age at some point, even Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition at some point. I know one of my friends really wants me to play Inquisition, because they really like Inquisition. Um, but I plan on getting through them eventually. It's just more, I don't want a repeat of like Baldur's Gate, for example, and then be like, oh hey, I'm not feeling this, and then like we're kind of just starting to trudge through the game, and it's not fun. So that's kind of what we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna like see how we're all feeling as we go through and everything. So that's what my goal will be tonight. Is we'll see how we're feeling at the end of the night. We'll go through the game. I know I like Dragon Age a good bit. Don't get me wrong. I like Origins the best from what I've played of all the Dragon Age games. But we're gonna see how we're feeling. And worst case scenario, I'll like either put a pin in this, or if we or if enough time passes, we'll just do new episodes and start completely fresh again. And we'll see how we're feeling, kind of deal. I think that's fair. I don't know how you guys think or feel about that, but we'll see how things go. And like it could just be like, one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm kind of like nervous or like all over the place. And like because there's so many options in front of me, I'm like, I don't know what I want to do, kind of deal. So we'll sit down, we'll play it, we'll go through it, try to have a good time tonight is what I'm thinking. And then we'll see how we're feeling at the end of the night, or even after this week, that, because I don't know how. I know because we'll be playing this again on Friday. It'll be, this week is weird. What class and race am I going? I was gonna go what I normally go with, which is a human fighter, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna do that just yet. But that's what I feel comfortable with, is that, and I think that's my favorite to play in this game. Not that I dislike anything else, but I also find that in this game, like, um, I'll explain more when we get to character customization, actually. But I think that's what we'll do tonight. Is we're gonna see how we feel and play it out tonight. Go through it and all that stuff, and then kind of be like, okay, reevaluate at the end of the week, because we'll be playing it again Friday, and we'll probably be playing it a lot more than we can tonight. So that's what I'm thinking. And then that way you guys can kind of be like, yeah, I'm feeling Dragon Age, or like, no, I'm not really feeling Dragon Age. And then we can be like, okay, we'll come back to it at another point in time. Because I will say I will want to play it someday. No, I don't know if now is the time though. But we'll try it out tonight. Maybe it's just I feel anxious tonight. Or whatever, and just like the proposition of several games in front of me is just like, overwhelming decisions. I'm bad at making decisions, I'm not gonna lie. I was honestly about to put up a poll, which we haven't done in a long time. But we'll see. But I think I've stalled enough and explained enough. I think we should go ahead and get into the game. If my controller was on, that'd be nice. That would indeed be nice. But I am kind of looking forward to it. I do have a lot of fond memories of this game, playing it throughout like a lot of my life, and I enjoy it a good bit. So I wanna make sure that I do it justice, just like how, like for Baldur's Gate, for example, I want to make sure that if I'm gonna play a game, I'm going to have a good time with it. And a friend of ours also gave me a little bit of advice to make, which kind of like is like in my head as well, as like, oh, you don't have to finish games. If you need to like take a break from a game, that's fine too. And I think that's something that within reason I might start doing more. If it's like to the point of I'm not having fun with this game, or it's really dragging on for a while, or whatever the case is, like, well, we'll see. We'll see how we're feeling about things and whatnot. And Dragon Age might be kind of like the pilot of that, because Dragon Age is kind of long, I'll be honest, but I do like it a good bit. Oh, the Dragon Age servers, let me guess, are they down? They might be down. We'll see if they're down today. Oh, they're down today. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're completely non-existent anymore. But I think this will be a fun time. I think the other thing too is we haven't been in a character creator in like forever. The last character creator we were in was, I think, Fallout 3. If someone can correct me on that. But we will be playing Origins. And so is the golden city blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven, and doom upon all the world. Welcome in, Shy Demand Danny. It's nice to see and have you here. How are you doing tonight?
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it.
Great job. Kill it before
they
work.
Were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn.
Oops.
They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation.
That'll keep them out. Never mind, I don't think that kept them out.
Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness and prevail.
Oh yeah, I am too, Chaos.
It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon.
Oh.
Maker, help us all.
I also realized just now this is probably going to be like one of the more like violent and more like Oh, this has like a lot of implications. Like heavy subject matters that that we're gonna be playing through in a long time. I think the last thing that was like really heavy implications was like Fallout. So that is a long time ago now. For our channel, at least. Not like too long. It was like a little over a year ago now, but even still. We're gonna play female because do I play as anything else? Thank you, Phoenix, for reminding me to save my game. I can't do that yet, unfortunately. But I appreciate it. How am I gonna build my army? I don't know. I know nothing about this game because I've never played it before. That's how we play games. Just kidding. I mean that is how I kind of play games. Is we don't know what happens. All right, so we have our race options are human, elf, and dwarf. I almost feel like they were going to plan out more for this game for races and classes. Humans, the most numerous yet the most divided of all the races. Only 4 times have they ever united under a single cause, the last being centuries ago. Religion and the chantry play a large part in human society, distinguish them culturally from elves and dwarves more than anything else. Humans can be warriors, rogues, or mages. Welcome in, Stuff. It's nice to see you and have you here. How are you doing tonight? Welcome in, Lament, as well. It's nice to see and have you here as well. Racial benefits, +1 to strength, dexterity, magic, and cunning. Elves. Once enslaved by humans, most elves have all but lost their cultures, scrounging in impoverished living in the slums of human cities. Only the nomadic Dalish tribes still cling to their traditions, living by the bow and the rule of their old gods as they roam the ancient forests, welcome nowhere else. Elves can be warriors, rogues, or mages. And their racial benefits are +2 to willpower and +2 to magic. Dwarf. Rigidly bound by castle and tradition, dwarves have been waging a losing war for generations, trying to protect the last stronghold of their once underground empire from the Darkspawn. Dwarves are very tough and have high resistance to all forms of magic, thus preventing them from becoming mages. Racial benefits. +1 to strength, 1 to dexterity, 2 to constitution, and 10% resist to hostile magic. So dwarves are the only race that can't be a mage. I think I'm going to go human. Thank you, Pigeon, for the hydrate. I appreciate that. Warriors are powerful fighters, focusing on melee and ranged weapons to deal with their foes. They can withstand and deliver a great deal of punishment, and have a strong understanding of tactics and strategy. Specializations for a warrior include Berserker, Templar, Champion, and Reaver. Class benefits: +4 to strength, 3 to dexterity, and 3 to constitution. Mage. As dangerous as it is potent, a magic is a curse for those lacking the will to wield it. I can't read. Malevolent spirits that wish to enter the world of the living are drawn to mages like Beacon, putting the mage and everyone nearby in constant danger. Because of this, mages lead lives of isolation, locked away from the world they threaten. Specializations include Spirit Healer, Shapeshifter, Arcane Warrior, and Blood Mage. Class benefits: +5 to magic, +4 to willpower, and +1 to cunning. Rogues are skilled adventurers who come from all walks of life. All rogues possess some skill in picking locks and spotting traps, making them valuable assets to any party. Tactically, they are not the ideal frontline fighters, but if rogues can circle around their target, they can backstab to devastating effect. Rogue specializations are Ranger, Bard, Duelist, and Assassin. Class benefits: +4 to dexterity, +2 to willpower, and +4 to cunning. I think I am gonna go warrior. Which, if we go warrior, we only have one option. I think if we go... So to kind of like review a little bit, you only get one option as human if you go rogue or fighter. And mage, you get magi. Wielding power is dangerous as it is potent. You will know that magic is a curse for those lacking and the will to control it. You anxiously await the harrowing. You're the only one chance. God, I can't read. One chance to prove yourself against the demons, lurking without and within. Succeed or be slaughtered by the knights who ward against your kind. Welcome in, Grim. It's nice seeing Javi here. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, we're going to try something a little different tonight. And we're going to kind of see how we're feeling after this week, after we play twice this week. Because, like, I booted up the game, like, before stream to kind of, like, get rid of some save files. And, like, now I'm not entirely sure how I'm feeling. So we're going to kind of see how we're all going to feel together and go from there. Elves get Dalish Elf. Proud of your role as one of the few true elves, you have always assumed that you would spend your life with your tribe, until a chance encounter with a relic of your people's past threatens to tear you from everything you've ever known. City Elf, you've always lived under the heavy thumb of your human overlords, but when a local lord claiming his privilege with the bride shatters your wedding day, the simmering racial tensions explode in a range of vengeance. For a elvish mage, you get Magi. And for rogue, you get the same thing. And then for dwarves, you can either be a commoner, born castless, in a land where rank is everything, bound as the lackey of a thug of a local crime lord. You spent your life invisible until a chance thrusts you into the spotlight, where you can finally prove whether you'll be defined by your actions or your birth. As the favorite child of the Dwarven King, you proudly take up your first military command, only to learn that the deadly intrigues of family and psychopath fans may pose a greater danger than even the battlefield. That is the Dwarven Noble Path. But we will be going Human Warrior, I think. Born to wealth and power, second only to royalty, you find your training in both diplomacy and battle put to the test, as your brother leads the bulk of your family's forces to war in the south. I think that's what we're going to go with. I was going to say, I think the game froze. That may be an issue, which is why we will make sure we save quite often. And we do have autosave, but autosave is not something to rely on in this game, I have learned several times.
Greetings.
I think this is what I usually go. Don't trust now. Never trust now. Autosave has fucked me over more times than I can remember. That's for sure. I usually like to start with hairstyle for character customization. Because I feel like hair is like one of those things that it's like such a strong... It really does like change a lot, I feel. I'm also I will say this again. I am also horrible with character customization, so I do like to leave things default, because otherwise then it just becomes, oh god, what monstrosity have I created? And I don't want to do that. I admire people like Reese or anyone who's playing like Dark Souls who like do like completely like min-max on each of the sliders for their characters, and they can play the game like that. I can't do that. It makes me very like sad to like actually do that. I've tried to do that just to be like, you know what, fuck it, I don't give a shit, and it's like I can't do it. You get a wide variety of backgrounds. I think I usually go for a black background. But then, like, I realized, oh, other characters have colored backgrounds. I'm not sure what I want. Maybe I might go black, which is odd for me. I don't hate that blue.
I've lost concentration.
Greetings. Greetings. Charmed.
Greetings. Ugh, my spell.
Greetings.
I have lost the spell.
I like that voice. Making characters hideous, it's more funny. Yeah, but like for games like this, like I prefer. I could see if I was like maybe like doing like, for example, like an evil character, but I try to do like games like this where if they have choices and things like that, I try to do it as what I would do. So I try to kind of do characters of that sense. I wish I could zoom in more. Stuck in character creation for hours. I almost like try to do everything I can to make sure I avoid that. Like there'll be some things like, oh, well, I'll do like eye color and like hair color and things like that. But after that, it's like, okay, does the character look good enough? Yes. Okay, moving on. Because as soon as I start messing with nose shape, for example, it starts to become, oh god, what have I done? That's very much how I feel. I admire the people who can, like, be in character customization for hours and then create, like, really nice and cool looking characters. And I'm just like, I'm default. Which means making them hot. I guess that's fair. It's bad. Oh, there's tattoos. Once in a while I try that. Not usually, though. That's fair, too. I think, yeah. You're not wrong, Lomang. You're not wrong. I am bravely default. Are my eyes green or blue? I can't tell. They look green. Am I just colorblind and I don't know this? Oh god, I've discovered something. We'll just go brown eyes. I like blue eyes, but we'll go brown eyes. Alright, we got 5 points to spend. Question is, where do I want to throw them? Alright, strength measures a character's physical prowess and directly affects the damage a character deals in physical combat. It also contributes to the accuracy of melee attacks. High strength is essential for warriors, in particular if they wish to wield two-handed weapons. It is nearly as critical for rogues. Dexterity, measure of agility and reflexes and balance. Higher dexterity improves a character's chances to hit, making a character more likely to dodge incoming blows, and contributes to damage dealt by piercing weapons like daggers or arrows. Archery and dual weapon fighting style demand high dexterity to master, making this a favorable attribute to rogues. Willpower represents a character's determination and mental fortitude. With high willpower, mages can cast more spells thanks to a deeper mana pool. For warriors and rogues, willpower grants more stamina for combat techniques and special attack. Magic is the measure of a character's natural affinity for the arcane. This attribute is critical for mages since it directly increases its character's spell power score, which also determines the potency of all spells. The magic attribute also determines how effective potions, poultices, and salves are for all classes. Cunning determines how well a character learns and reasons. Most skills, such as herbalism or combat tactics, require a quick mind to master. An observant eye can easily find weaknesses in enemy armor. Rogues benefit most from the statistic, since many of their class abilities and special attacks rely on subtly or reading the target, not raw strength. Constitution represents health and resilience. Higher Constitution directly increases the amount of damage a character can take before falling on the battlefield. Tempted to throw it all into strength, and there's a reason why. Because I have things like DLC and whatnot. There's a really strong armor in the game that we can get like really early on, and the sooner we get it, the better, and the more unstoppable we become. It's also really cool looking armor, in my opinion. But tempted to either throw 3 and 1 into dexterity and 1 in constitution. We can fix dexterity later. Thank you, Pigeon, for the lurk. I do appreciate it. It means a lot. Helps out a lot. This character can formulate strategies quickly in battle and consequently gains a combat tactics slot. Characters learn to construct basic traps and lures out common components. Can detect the presence of nearby creatures below the character's own level. The skill also grants a small bonus to nature resistance. Character can make simple potions, poultices, and salves from common herbs. Survive the difficult learning process of making simple poisons and grenades. Character is enough to pilfer small items from others, whether friendly or hostile, as long as they're not too alert. Coercion. Character is influential enough to convince others to change their views. Strength contributes to a more intimidating character, whereas cunning contributes to a more persuasive character. Characters complete basic combat training. Warriors and rogues gain access to first-tier weapon talents. Mages can take more damage from an attack before it interrupts their spellcasting. Gain access to second-tier weapon talents as well as stamina regeneration. Mages can take more damage from attacks before it interrupts their spellcasting, and gain a bonus to mana regeneration. Characters seen more battles than even a seasoned soldier. Gains a small bonus to attack. Warriors and rogues gain access to third-tier weapon talents. Mages can take more damage from attacks before it interrupts their spellcasting. Highly experienced in combat, gain small bonuses to armor and attack. Warriors and rogues gain access to top-tier weapon talents. Mages can take more damage from an attack before it interrupts their spellcast. I think I'll go combat training. And then now we decide on things. We start out with weapon and shield, but we don't have to stick with that. And we can kind of go down anything, but it's also not a bad idea to kind of be like, okay, well, what do we want? I tend to like to be in the front and actually fighting unless things are happening and I need to take a back roll. No, I don't think in this one. I think it depends on your subclasses as well. Powerful through training and hard work, the warriors gained reduced greater health and reduced fatigue penalty for wearing armor. Precise striking. Shield bash. I usually go weapon and shield, honestly. But there was a time where I did go dual weapons, because I did like that. I hardly ever go two-handed. I don't think I ever have, actually. Adopts a challenging posture that increases enemy, drawing them away from other allies while this mode is active. This will be later on, so I guess I don't need to worry about that too much right now. Try to make each attack count, sacrificing attack speed for a bonus to attack as well as increased chance to score critical hits. Okay. For most players, your party is immune to friendly fire. Players new to role-playing games, your party is immune to friendly fire. For RPG veterans ready for a challenge, friendly fire between members of your party inflicts half damage. Those who know no fear, friendly fire inflicts full damage on your party members. We're gonna go normal. And we will change it if we so desire and need.
For generations, your family, the Kuzlans, has stewarded the lands of Highever, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance. When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Kuzlan's banner in service to the crown, not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial darkspawn rising in the south.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No. The appearance of the Darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
True, but we both had less gray in our hair then, and we fought Orlesians, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm sorry, Pop, I didn't see you there. How? You remember my daughter?
I see she's become a lovely young woman. Pleased to see you again, my dear.
Oh, the music just cut out for no reason. This game will do that. It's a little bit of a buggy mess sometimes. We have, what is it, brought here for a reason. And you, Arohao. Your family here, Arohao. You're not leaving until tomorrow. It's nice to see you again.
My son Thomas asked after you. Perhaps I should bring him with me next time.
To what end?
Ha! To what end, she says. So glib, too. She's just like her mother when she talks like that.
See what I contend with, Hal? There is no telling my fierce girl anything these days. Make her bless her heart.
No doubt because you've trained her as a warrior. How unique.
At any rate, Pop, I summoned you for a reason. While your brother and I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle.
What? Why can't I go into battle with you and Fergus?
I'm certain you'd more than prove yourself, but I am not willing to deal with your mother if you join the war. She'd kill me if I let you go. She's already twisted into knots about Fergus and me going.
If you don't send me, I'll kill you. I'm tempted for that one. Let me talk to her, I'll convince her.
I doubt that. You know your mother, and she made it clear there is no debate. This is no
Fair
needless task. I ask you to take a great responsibility. Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away, yes? There's also someone you must meet. Please, show Duncan in.
That was quite the
It
chest
is an
pound.
honor to be a guest within your hall, Tyrn Cousland.
Your lordship, you didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol. I am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope.
He said they were a small order and no longer important. Is there a reason I should care? They're an order of great warriors.
They are the heroes of legend, who ended the Blights and saved us all. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmore.
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your daughter is also an excellent candidate.
Honor though that might be, this is my daughter we're talking about.
Perhaps that would get me into battle. Some of these options I can see. I don't remember if my dad picked them, because part of the reason I got into Dragon Age was my dad. But some of them I think I can just see my dad, if he was going to play a snarky character, he can he would definitely pick some of these options. Me, I tend to play goody two shoes. I don't tend to do too much of smart assing. But there's nah. I almost said something. We'll see. We'll see things as we go. Is there a reason I shouldn't join them?
You did just finish saying that Grey Wardens are heroes, old friend.
I've not so many children that I'll gladly see them all off to battle. Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone?
Don't strain my abilities or anything. Of course.
In the meantime, find Fergus, and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me.
I'm not done talking to you yet. I'd like to stay and talk to Duncan.
You'll have plenty of time after we're gone. We must discuss the battle plans in the south. Be a good lass and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
All right, all right. It is premiere night. Welcome in, Liz. It's nice to see and have you here. How are you doing tonight?
Greetings, my lady. You are the Terran's daughter, are you not?
Let's get a shout out for our dear friend Liz. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're well. Definitely go check out Liz. Good friend of ours as well. Eating some foods? No, of course, Liz, of course. What are you eating? I had Chinese food tonight. I ate it all. It was yummy. You were expecting a different premiere? I don't have that game, Liz. Love Chinese. It was good. It was very good. It was leftover from last night, but it was still good. We tend to get Chinese. We tend to do a good bit because it tends to be good for a good day or two. So glad you know what I mean. I'm sorry, Liz. I don't have the game. I apologize. I'm indeed Jesse.
That is good to know. I understand you shall take charge of your father's castle once we march.
So I'm told.
Ah, then I wish you luck. Good evening, my lady. Good evening, my lady.
I know, you're just being silly. I'm kind of being silly back.
Yes?
Yes. How long have you and father been friends?
We fought together under King Merrick when he drove the Orlesians out of Ferelden. Heady times. The years since have not held the same promise. It's not something a youth would understand. It will be good to ride beside your father again.
You knew King Merrick?
Your father hasn't spoken of our time with him? That man took care of his friends. As they say, he was large as life and twice as tall. It's too bad Kalen isn't half that.
You don't think much of King Kalen?
I think of him as much as he thinks at all.
That's enough, Hal. You speak of our king.
The girl did ask, your lordship. As per the latitude you allow. I merely offered my opinion.
Maybe you should rethink your opinion. Apparently. Your son's interested in me.
The topic has come up from time to time. The young and their infatuations.
I got the impression Thomas didn't like me.
I'm sure that was years ago. People change. To be honest, I have no expectations. And your father seems determined to let you find your own way. If something did happen, well, we'd address it as befits a family of our stature.
We'll see.
I'm sure
I'll be polite.
there will be much to discuss once I return.
Just the delay with your men is nothing serious.
Poor weather, I believe. Their progress has been slow, but it's nothing you need worry about.
Are there Valkyries in this game? There's female warriors. That's as close as we'll get. Welcome in, Sour Mage. It's nice to see and have you here. How are you doing tonight? Told my father the delay was your fault.
In a manner of speaking, if I had reinforced our border levies earlier, my troops could have left before the rains. I confess, my confidence in your father allowed me some complacency. I guess that makes it as much his fault.
Doing well, hope power. I definitely understand that. Hate it when power goes out. Just want to wish you well, Araham.
I thank you. That is quite unnecessary.
Playing some Goose Goose Duck for now. I totally understand that. Hopefully you have fun.
I'm sorry, but I believe your father wishes to talk to the Arl and myself alone.
May we speak later?
Your father has left you in charge of the castle? Then I will see you at dinner tomorrow, if not sooner.
I look forward to it.
As do I. Until then.
Good evening, my lady.
Good evening, my lady.
Good evening, my lady.
They'll say that a lot. I'm gonna try to talk to dear old dad one more time.
Shouldn't you be off to your brother, as I asked?
Are you sure you'll be alright?
Your brother and I go into battle, not an afternoon tea. Who knows what will happen to us? I will tell you, however, you're my darling daughter. I love you, and I trust you completely to carry on the Kuzlan name if the worst should happen. But don't worry about me, dear girl. You'll have enough to occupy your mind while I'm gone.
You... Just don't speak like that. Don't speak like you're gonna die. Where do you think Fergus is?
Upstairs in his chambers, no doubt. Saying goodbye to Oriana and your nephew.
Sending all of our forces to the south a good idea?
When the king demands it. In fact, not sending our forces south would be a distinctly bad idea. Don't worry, pup. You shouldn't see many problems, but I want you to prepare the men left here. In case.
In case of what?
Legends of the Blights tell of horrible things. These Darkspawn once threatened many lands. If we can't hold them, you must prepare for the worst.
Alright, now you're scaring me. This is why I should go with you. I'll do my best.
I know you will. You are a Kuzland, after all. But let's not speak of ominous things. We shall assume that all will go well, and the Maker will watch over us.
I'll go now.
I'll talk to you soon. Just let me finish my meeting with Duncan.
You got it, Dad. As you wish.
Good evening, milady.
Good evening, my lady. Oh, sparkly. An account of the life of the Prophet Andraste. Chant of light on the first dark spot. We got some experience points for all that. It's good. Experience points good.
Maker, prepare a place for us. Redeem our world from sin. Forgive our transgressions.
Maker, forgive us all.
Have you come to pray for your brother and father? I'd be happy to ask for the Maker's blessings with you.
I would appreciate that.
Please, child, call me Malol. I've known you since you were a wee babe after all. Creator of the sky, the land, and the sea. Hear your people in our time of need.
Make her watch over us.
Let no man have cause to fear the shadows. Let their souls be lifted upon your return. So let it be.
Make her forgive us all.
There now. I'll be keeping a vigil tonight. You're welcome to come. There are many more who must receive the Maker's blessings before they leave. If you would excuse me.
Thank you, Milo.
It is the least I could do. If the worst comes to pass, child, take comfort in knowing that the Maker's will takes many forms. We shall talk once the soldiers have departed.
Codex updated. Next. Locked. Damn it. Should have played a rogue.
Good evening, milady.
Good evening, milady. All they'll say. That is indeed all they will say.
Good evening, milady.
I kept cutting him off. I was like, what? Are you not going to say it? Prove me wrong immediately, dick?
We will serve you while the Terran is away.
Thank you.
The castle is so eerie with everyone preparing to ride south. It'll be so empty.
This is true. But, oh well, can't be helped. Nope. Cool, I'm already getting lost in my own house.
There you are. Your mother told me the Terran had summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Hello to you too, Sir Gilmore.
Pardon my abruptness, my lady. It's simply that I've been looking everywhere for you. I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again. And is threatening to leave.
She was my nanny before she was the cook. Nan won't leave.
Your mother disagrees. She insists you collect the dog, and quickly. You know these Mabari hounds. He'll listen to his mistress, but anyone else risks having an arm bitten off.
He knows better than to hurt anyone.
I'm not willing to test that. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, my father used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we?
Where's my mother exactly?
She was entertaining Lady Landra and her son when I left her. Perhaps in the atrium? Before we go, my lady, might I beg a question? I've heard from several people that a Grey Warden is here. Is that true?
His name is Duncan. I met him.
Then, is it also true that this Grey Warden was asking after me?
I'm not certain. Maybe?
Maybe? Have mercy. Is he asking after me or not?
He thinks you might be recruit material.
Maker's breath. Are you certain? Can you imagine me, a Grey Warden? It would be everything I've dreamed of. Of course, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. Pardon my outburst.
Good evening, milady.
Good evening, milady. Good evening, milady. Exploring around rooms. That doesn't look important.
Hello, my dear girl.
Hello.
By chance, I am beginning to teach these young squires about your family's history.
Do we have to? History is boring.
Boys, you are referring to the Couslands, the very family in whose castle you live. Show some respect.
It's alright, it is boring. Still the same taskmaster, I see. I'll side with the kids. It can be boring sometimes.
I see you haven't changed. Perhaps it would benefit you to join our lesson?
Certainly, I'd be happy to.
Wonderful. Oh, the Cousland history is long indeed. Where shall we start?
When was our line founded?
Well, records are vague, but the Couslands became Tierns during the Black Age. Is that familiar, child?
Yeah, I remember something about an age in there.
Every day I pray to the Maker that my lessons will stick, and every day he tasks me anew. At that time, your family held only the minor title of Ban. When the werewolves reached this area, Ban Mather Cousland organized a curfew and patrols within the city. Several other local bands supported his efforts by swearing oaths of fealty, making him their Tiern.
We predate the founding of the kingdom, yes?
Well, I'm glad some of my lessons don't disappear into that yawning chasm between your ears, young lady.
He's insulting me, old man. Your lecturing does lead to yawning. I'll be nice. It's your skill as a tutor, of course.
If I were truly a skilled tutor, I suspect I would not encounter such insouciance amongst my pupils. You can look that up later. At any rate, your family has held the tournure of High Ever since before King Calenhad united Ferelden. In fact, Tierna Elethea Cousland battled Calenhad to maintain High Ever's independence.
And Calenhad let us keep the tournure?
Calenhad wished to unite Ferelden, not conquer it. After Elethea's men were defeated, Calenhad asked her to swear fealty. The boulder where they held council still stands today as a memorial of that event.
We oppose the king.
The Couslands are ardent royalists now, but at that time, Galahad was unknown and considered dangerous by many. When Galahad's army reached Highever, Tierna Elethea led the local bands against him. Obviously, Galahad won.
Tell me about our relationship with Orhau.
The history between the Couslands and the House reaches back to the Orlesian occupation.
Go on.
During the rebellion against Orlais, several battles were fought near Highever. The port village of Harper's Ford was the tournier's center. Its Arl was Tarleton Howe. Though nearly 90, he was still as sharp and bitter as cheap ale. Your grandfather openly supported the rebellion, but Howe sided with Orlais. Your family was forced to seize Harper's Ford before it was all over.
But my father and Orhau are old friends.
The Howes eventually joined the rebellion, when all of Ferelden united behind King Merrick and General Loghain. Just as now we united behind Merrick's son, King Kaelin, to fight the Darkspawn.
I'm gonna end the lesson, I think.
Thank you for indulging an old man.
Oh, does that mean we have to listen to you now?
Silence! I will not have you two becoming smart-mouthed hooligans.
Exactly, I'm enough.
Go. I doubt they need any more distraction. I'm just going to settle in here and apparently just talk to myself for all the good I'm doing. Damn, that's myself all this while you do this.
I have to read this whole chapter? Some of these words are so big. Are you marching off to war too? I wish I was old enough to fight.
History of Ferelden up to the Orlesian occupation. Librarian.
Good evening, my lady.
Oh, he said it differently. But he's not a guard, so that makes sense. The Orlesian occupation of Ferelden. Book. Brief explanation of Ferelden culture. Oh, I got the hiccups. Oh, this is a lot of reading. I forgot there's a lot of reading. Well, we'll take a minute to read this later. There's going to be already a lot of exposition this episode, and even next episode too. So I don't want to, like, bore us all too much.
Good evening, my lady. Oh, my lady, we were just,
Taking a break?
Well, the treasury's safe. I'm not even sure why the Terran stationed us here.
Did my father fear someone would steal something?
I don't know. Nobody has come to look at the treasury.
Oh, yes, it is. I'm surprised you've played Dragon Age, Grim, but not Mass Effect. Didn't you say you hadn't played Mass Effect when you were playing it for the first time? What was the key to the treasury?
The Terran. And perhaps the Terna? Honestly don't know, my lady.
Fully through? Okay. I don't know if I've finished Dragon Age. I think I've come really close. But I know I like it a good bit. Thank you, Todd, for the lyric. I appreciate it. I think we'll do like a big reading day another time. You didn't give it a proper chance. See, my dad was into both, so I liked both of them. Didn't get a remaster for PS4 and PS5. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think Origins is the best in the series, in my opinion. Welcome in, Reese. It's nice seeing have you here as well. Thank you for the self-care package. I shall do that in just a moment. Continue your game, pretend I never came by.
My lady is very kind to show us such lenience.
As long as you'll get up and actually do your job, but when the time comes, sure. I don't care. Take a break. Relax a little bit. But there's trouble and something happens. Then there'll be talking to. Nah, I don't need to go that way. There's some. This is locked. Why the doors? I'm doing all right over here, Reese. Thank you for asking. Called me Ice, not Jesse. It's weird hearing that from you. Usually, you should call me Jesse. I don't care. It's just it's funny. Lance will always refer to me Ice, Jesse. Tomato, tomato, exactly. Lance always calls me Ice, but like everyone else calls me Jesse. So it's funny. It's funny when other people say Ice, and then when Lance like will say Jesse. It's just funny.
Get that bloody mutt out of the larder.
But mistress, it won't let us near.
If I can't get into that larder, I'll skin both of you useless elves.
Hey, be nice.
Calm down, good woman. We've come to help.
You and you. Your bloody mongrel keeps getting into my larder. That beast should be put down.
Hey. You should be put down. Goddamn. Brutal. I'm sorry, he's bothering you.
Just get him gone. I've enough to worry about with a castle full of hungry soldiers. You two, stop standing there like idiots. Get out of the way.
Be nice to the elves. They didn't do anything. Oh, hello, puppy.
Oh, look at that mess. How did he even get in here?
Look at that happy face. He's so proud of himself. Are you trying to tell me something, boy?
It does seem like he's trying to tell you something. Wait, did you hear that?
We now get to name the dog. You know what? I will let you guys help me come up with a name. What should we what should we name him? Let's use a group effort. We'll name him together. How about that? What do I normally name him? Okay, I have an idea in mind. I think the last time I played, I named him Shadow. Good boy. I don't know about that. We'll be calling him that enough. But I don't know. We'll name him that. I'm leaning towards Shadow. What do you guys think? If anyone else has ideas, I would like to hear them. I'll give it a minute or two. Shadow's good too. Yeah, I'm thinking Shadow. Shadow is something I'll name like some characters, but or like humanoid characters, but for a dog, I don't mind that name either.
We're going to be attacked.
Oh, we get into our first fight with some giant rats, just like any RPG ever. How unique!
Giant rats? It's like the start of every bad adventure tale my grandfather used to tell. Your hound must have chased
Exactly
them
my
in through
point.
their holes. Looks like he wasn't raiding the larder after all.
So my hound put me in danger. Great. Certainly looks that way.
Those were rats from the Kokari Wilds. Best not to tell Nan. She's upset enough as it is. But seeing as you've got your Mabari well in hand, I'll be on my way. I'm to prepare for the arrival of more of the Isle's men.
Goodbye. It was nice to know you. We got some goodies.
There he is, as brazen as you please, licking his chops after helping himself to the roast, no doubt.
It was a good roast. Had some myself, actually. Just be honest. Actually, it was defending your larder. Larder? Yeah, I'll go with that. Big ones.
What? Rats? Not the large grey ones.
They'll rip you to shreds, they will!
See, now you've gone and scared the servants. I expect those filthy things are dead.
My faithful warhound made sure it's safe. Welcome in, Rogue. It's nice seeing and have you here. How are you doing
dog
tonight?
let those rats into there to begin with.
Aww.
They'll rip you to shreds, they will!
That's not what she said.
Here then. Take these pork bits and don't say that Nan never gives you anything. Bloody dog.
Thank you, stuff, for a self-care package.
Thank you, my lady. Now we can get to work. That's right, you two. Quit standing
Stretch,
about.
hydrate, sitting up straight. I don't think I've ever heard it do that. I've heard it do that with, like, other dialogue. Just hear the same line twice.
We will serve you while the Terran is away.
We will serve you well while the Terran is gone.
Thank you again for your help. Now, if you'll just hold on a moment. Yes?
I mean,
Adney, get moving with those casts. And Kath, do you think you can serve that to the turn with dirt from the floor all over it?
Miserable old bat.
Oh, bat am I? We've got to work double time on supper, sweep out the hearths, and no complaining.
any more rat problems?
Don't even mention that. These two will run like a pair of frightened kittens, and then where will I be? Thank you for coming to your old nanny's rescue. That blasted hound is more trouble than he's worth. He is. And don't start with me. You've gotten all you're getting today. But what about you, my lady? Been keeping safe and well behaved, I hope?
When it's convenient. That would be boring. Why would I say anything but yes? Of course.
Good. I'm not exactly privy to your goings-on now that you're grown. Just an old nanny, never invited to your father's fancy meetings. Do you remember that bedtime tale I used to tell you, the dog that bit?
I'm doing alright over here, Rook. How are you doing tonight? I remember it.
Good. Then you can start.
Once upon a time, there was a dog and he bit somebody. In a dark and murky world, there was a smelly cook. I have to find Fergus. No time for this. I don't remember how this goes. Before our fathers came down from the mountains,
A warhound was born to the elder bitch of a tribal chief. They named him Hahaku and gave him everything. He grew up a fine, strong pup, destined to be the partner of the chief's eldest son.
Nice. I'm happy to hear that, Rogue. Hopefully it went well. Hahaku grew prideful.
The young hound became arrogant, taking food from his kin and warning them, in the way of dogs, that the chief's family would punish them if they tried to attack him. Years passed, and the time for the chief's son to take a warhound came closer. Hahaku's pride swelled, and many of the people of the tribe came to the chief, quietly whispering of this dog's bullying. With each complaint, the chief saw only Hahaku's strength and pride, and sent his people away. But as his son grew, the chief watched more closely. The day might come when his boy's life would depend on this dog. If the humblest of his people would not trust Hahaku, how could he?
Strong or not, he chose a more reliable dog.
When the day came, Hahaku sat proudly waiting to be called, but the old chief chose Hahaku's brother as his son's hound. Hahaku was shamed, but felt no remorse. So great was his rage that he darted across the fire pit and bit the chief's hand.
That was a mistake.
The chief and his son struck at Hahaku, cursing him. The hound ran into the village, seeking shelter in the tents and kennels. The other dogs snapped at him, and the tribe's people threw stones at him. Before the chief could reach him, the tribe had torn Hahaku apart. Now, what should you carry from this tale?
Don't abuse your power. How you treat the least is remembered by the greatest. The weak pull down the strong when they can. No one's above justice. Old nurses tell really boring stories. Respect all equally. Say anything, really. Respect all equally.
Very true. Hahaku thought himself above the others and expected his position to protect him. But you're far too old now for an old woman to be reminding you to watch how you behave, hmm?
Thank you for your story. It was very thoughtful.
It's a story worth repeating. That's all. Be off with you then. Tell your brother farewell before he rides off to war.
Will do. Alright, moving on. We're doing alright on time. How's the game going? It's going good so far. We're just kind of getting started. I have an idea of where I'll want to be at, but I don't know if I'll get to that point. We'll see. Oh Lord.
And my dear Bryce bought this back from Orlais last year. The Marquis who gave it to him was drunk, I understand, and mistook Bryce for the king. Ah, here is my lovely daughter. I take it by the presence of that troublesome hound of yours that the situation in the kitchen is handled?
Yes, Mother. Nana's back to work as we speak.
You've always had a way with her. Darling, you remember Lady Landra, Ban Lawrence's wife?
I think we last met at your mother's spring salon.
Aren't you drunk? Of course, it's good to see you again, my lady.
You're too kind, dear girl. Didn't I spend half the salon trying to convince you to marry my son?
And made a very poor case for it, I might add.
Do you remember my son, Dyron? He's not married yet either.
Don't listen to her. It's good to see you again, milady. You're looking as beautiful as ever.
Thank you.
And this is my lady-in-waiting, Iona. Do say something, dear.
It is a great pleasure, my lady. You are as pretty as your mother describes.
And she says that after seeing you whacking stuffed men in the courtyard, sweating like a mule.
Your daughter's prowess with the blade is most impressive.
I was quite the battle maiden myself in my day. But I think it was the softer arts that helped me land a husband.
May I go now? I can handle my own affairs, thank you.
All evidence to the contrary.
I think perhaps I shall rest now, my dear. Dyron, I will see you and Iona at supper.
Perhaps we'll retire to the study for now.
Good evening, your ladyship.
You should say goodbye to Fergus while you have the chance.
Did you know that there's a Grey Warden here?
Yes, your father mentioned that. You haven't got it into your head that you want to be recruited.
The Darkspawn have returned. Grey Wardens are needed.
There's enough here at the castle to occupy you. I don't need you off chasing danger like your brother.
You know where Fergus might be?
If he's not out with his men, probably upstairs with Oriana.
Why can't I go with Father and Fergus?
I know it's difficult to stay in the castle and watch others ride off. But we must see to our duties first. You understand that, don't you?
What if they fall without me?
It's in the Maker's hands now, and we must cope as best we can.
I have a bad feeling about all this.
As do I. Your father and brother are marching off to fight Maker knows what. All the assurances in the world don't comfort me, but it wouldn't help for us to take up arms and follow. Fergus and your father have their duty, and we have ours.
Are you staying at the castle?
For a few days. Then I'll travel with Lady Landra to her estate, and keep her company for a time. Your father thinks my presence here might undermine your authority.
As you wish.
Good. I was worried you might be nervous about running the castle alone. I needn't have been concerned.
I should go.
I love you, my darling girl. You know that, don't you?
What brought this on?
You've grown up so fast. And now Bryce is leaving you in charge of the castle. I suppose there's no point in dwelling on it. Go do what you must, then. I will see you soon.
Goodbye, Mother. God damn it, the door's locked.
Good evening, my lady.
Good evening, my lady.
Impossible.
You gotta make yourself chuckle sometimes. It's a neat room. Totally not the one I'm supposed to go in.
Think
Who
again.
cares? Okay.
Is there really going to be a war, Papa? Will you bring me back a sword?
That sword, Oren. And I'll get you the mightiest one I can find, I promise. I'll be back before you know it.
I wish victory was indeed so certain. My heart is disquiet.
Don't frighten boy, love. I speak the truth. And here's my little sister to see me off. Now dry your eyes, love, and wish me well.
Rogue, you didn't need to do that, but thank you. That's so sweet of you. You didn't need to do that, but I appreciate that. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you for the 1,000 bits, Rogue. I appreciate that really a lot. Thank you very much. Very sweet of you, my friend. Should I wait outside?
Stay. I'd like to say farewell.
Wish I could go with you.
I wish you could come. It'll be tiring killing all those darkspawn myself.
Thank you for the self-care
Nantiva,
package, Rogue.
A woman
Stretch.
fighting in battle would be unthinkable.
Is that so? I always heard Antivan women were quite dangerous.
With kindness and poison only, my husband.
This from the woman who serves me my tea.
I've stretched, hydrated, and indeed sitting up straight. You'll be missed, brother.
If it's any consolation, I'm sure I'll freeze in the southern rain and be completely jealous of you up here, warm and safe.
I am positively thrilled that you will be so miserable, husband.
Do you know there's a Grey Warden in the castle?
Really? Was he riding a griffin?
Shh, Oren. Griffins only exist in stories now.
I'd heard that. Did he say why he's come?
Says he's recruiting.
Oh, if I were a Grey Warden, little sister, I'd have my eye on you. Not that father would ever allow it.
Do you really think the war will be over that quickly?
Word from the south is that the battles have gone well. There's no evidence that this is a true blight, just a large raid.
Could that be true?
I'll see for myself soon enough. Pray for me, love, and I'll be back within a month or two.
I bring a message. Father wants you to leave without him.
Then the Arl's men are delayed. You'd think his men were all walking backwards. Well, I'd better get underway. So many darkspawn to behead, so little time. Off we go then. I'll see you soon, my love.
I would hope, dear boy, that you plan to wait for us before taking your leave.
Be well, my son. I will pray for your safety every day you are gone.
A good shield would be more useful. Fergus will be fine.
I keep telling you, no darkspawn will ever best me.
The Maker sustain and preserve us all. Watch over our sons, husbands and fathers, and bring them safely back to us.
And bring us some ale and wenches while you're at it. For the men, of course.
Fergus, you would say this in front of your mother?
What's a wench? Is that what you pull on to get the bucket out of the well?
A wench is a woman that pours the ale in a tavern, Orin. Or a woman who drinks a lot of ale.
Bryce, maker's breath. It's like living with a pair of small boys. Thankfully, I have a daughter.
I'll miss you, Mother dear. You'll take care of her, sister, won't you?
Mother can handle herself, always has.
It's true. They should be sending her, not me. She would scold those darkspawn back into the deep roads.
Well, I'm glad you find this so funny.
Enough, enough. Pup, you'll want to get an early night. You've much to do tomorrow.
You gotta make light of dark times sometimes. Hey, we leveled up! That's from reading so many books, our brain got big. Big and not so square. It is time to level up. We can't do new classes yet. Maybe eventually. Not quite yet. I think we're gonna put our points into strength. And we get another battle talent. Let's see. Field pummel? Shield carrying side. Shield defense. Increased chance to shrug off missile attacks. Taking penalty to attack. Let's go shield defense. You know what? We have not taken a look at our inventory. We have a dagger, a great sword, short bow. Sorrows of Earth. That does more damage than my sword. 34 dexterity. Oh, we'll need to put a lot of points in dexterity then. But I think for my secondary weapon set, I'm gonna do a bow. I should definitely save the game. Every time the game like starts to lag a little bit, it's like, you know, it is a good time to save the game, probably. This is one of those types of games where alternate saves are useful, I will say. And this is what I was talking about. Blood Dragon Plate. This is a DLC item. We need 38 strength to use it. But it gives so much. It's so good. It's like one of the best armors in the game. I think there are other things that are better, but you get it so early on with the DLC. It's really good. Estimates of the Seer. Oh, interesting. Inch of skillful maneuvering. +1 to all attributes. 10% spell resistance. Yeah, I know. I'll equip things. That seems useful. And we have studded leather. All right. Uh-oh. Something's happening. Sounds like there's a party outside. What's going on? Before we figure out what is going on with Shadow, I think we're going to take a little bit of a quick beer break while I stretch, do a proper stretch. Give me one moment to switch over to the Be Right Back screen. Make sure everything's good over here. Yep, it is. Okay. And we will be back momentarily. Sit tight, everyone. I am back. So let's get started and going. Because I do have an idea of where is a good stopping point for tonight. Which I think it'll probably take us about another hour-ish to get to that point. So we'll see. We'll see. What's wrong? What's wrong, boy? Is someone out there? Oh, Lord. Game's lagging.
My lady, help me! The castle is under attack!
Well, shit.
I shall do it.
Oh, no.
It's begun. I shall do it.
Knock him down. Yeah. Goodness gracious. They're vicious. Wow, that scream. Yeah. Welcome, Insane Eternities. It's nice seeing you here. How are you doing tonight? I'm used to mashing the A button whenever I play, in all honesty.
Darling.
But you don't
I heard
need
fighting
to.
outside and I feared the worst. Are you hurt?
I was just about to ask you that.
They never got through the door, thanks to you. The scream woke me up. There were men in the hall, so I barred the door. Did you see their shields? Those are Howl's men. Why would they attack us?
He betrayed Father. He attacks us while our troops are gone.
You don't think Howl's men were delayed? On purpose? That bastard. I'll cut his lying throat myself. Have you seen your father? He never came to bed.
Welcome in, some Trash Panda. It's nice seeing you here. How are you doing tonight? And I'm glad that you're doing good, seeing Eternius. I'm doing alright over here. Thank you for asking. No, I haven't. I was in my room.
We must find him.
You should check out Oriana and Orin as well.
And trust his mercy. What if the soldiers went into your brother's room first? Let's check on them quickly. Then we'll look for Bryce downstairs.
How are you? How goes Dragon Age? I love Dragon Age 2. It's going good so far. We got a short bow, a mace, loot our chest. Sounds like a good idea. That's to the downstairs.
Perhaps we can salvage some things here, darling. Some of your father's belongings are in that trunk.
Yes, I'm fine with that. She's a warrior. Got longbow. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take that good stuff.
No! My little Orin. What manner of fiend slaughters innocents?
Don't look, Mother.
Oh, I'll look. I'll remember this day when Hal dies screaming like the dog he is. Oh, poor fuckers. Let's go. I don't want to see this.
Bastards. Bastards. Let's check in with Mother.
We must go downstairs and find out what's happening.
Uh-oh.
Now you fall!
Ah, damn it, I'm stunned.
Get out of my way!
Alright. Easy enough.
Oh, dear Landra. I'm so sorry. If she hadn't come to me, if she hadn't been here. We must go downstairs and find out what's happening.
Well, Mother.
Can you hear the fighting? Hal's men must be everywhere.
Then we should take the fight to them.
Don't be foolish. You would throw your life away? The front gates. That's where your father must be.
Let's go.
If Hal's men are inside, they must already control the castle. We must use the servants' entry in the larder to escape. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Then let us be swift.
You got it, Mother. Night corpse. Small metal round shield. Okay. I should definitely take a look at over our equipment now that we have got some more things. Small shield, small metal round shield. Not really that much of a difference. Let's... Oop, wrong button. I'm known to do that a lot. It's press the wrong button. Short bow. Two-handed. It's the same thing. Longbow. Damage is better. I'll go longbow. Longbow for our secondary set.
The castle has fallen! I'm getting out of here!
Don't be such a coward. Stand and fight. Go, man. Save yourself.
Ah! Here they come! They're right behind me!
I shall do it.
Shh. Knock him down and he's vulnerable. Stab and slice.
I shall do it.
I do not fear death. I have nothing else to do.
Mother's pissed.
Do it quickly.
Dear old mom is pissed off.
Bring it on!
Nice. Oh, I'm on cooldown. That's why I can't cast it. I forgot we didn't technically clear the battle. They led Mother into another encounter. Our dear Mother is being quite brave, trying to take them all out.
I shall do it.
Knock you down, slice, go for a back attack. Some copper, some more copper. Copper good. We like copper. Money good. Money is good. It makes the world go around.
It is begun. I shall do it.
More soldiers, come on.
It is begun.
Get down. Slice. Shield bash. Slowed. This archer's being a dick. There we go. Woo! Finally, are we done with all that fighting? Can I go back to looting? Thank you. It's almost as if we deserved a break, and then just more fights kept happening. Fun! We love it. I love being ambushed by a bunch of people.
You will be avenged, old sage. I swear it.
Pile of books. Blink vellum. That'll be good. I think. It'll do something alright. Only I was a rogue. At this point, it's like, God, I wish I played a rogue. Because then Rogue, could you come into the game and pick these locks for me? I'd appreciate it.
No, I can't. We're getting close to the treasury. The Kuzland family blade lies inside. Here, darling, take my key. That blade cannot fall into Hao's hands. It should sever his treacherous head.
Maybe that's why he wants it.
What now? It is over.
Armor stand, scale armor. Ooh, Kuzland guard shield. Okay. Axe, short bow. Shield of High Ever. Family sword. I think I will take it all. Thank you. Family sword. And the Shield of High Ever. Yes. Yes, indeed. The family sword. This lightly enchanted blade is as sharp as the day it was first wielded in service King Callahan. The Silver Knight who united all of Ferelden almost 4 centuries ago. Shield was carried by Tyrion Ardal Kuzland, who died defending King Vandarin from the Orlesians at the Battle of Lothering. The face still bears the scar of Orlesian blades. Seal, however, has been painted on the front. The wood was hewn from the forest surrounding the keep. It's just standard guard shield. It's nothing fancy. Plus, this is better. It gives a little bit more fatigue, but that's fine. Fatigue, I don't think is that difficult to manage, if I remember correctly.
I shall do it.
They're trying to get my shield and my sword. The bastards. Can't have it. Oh, I'm pissed. I was like, ugh. I was fucking done. Welcome in, Zev. It's nice to see and have you here. How are you doing tonight? I was pissed. Angry. Angry eyebrows. So far, so good. Happy to hear that. Definitely go check out our friend Zeph as well. Good friend of ours. You'll enjoy his stuff, I'm sure of it. Plays a wide variety of things. Night Corpse. Some copper pieces.
Enemies approaching.
Always go for the mage. If I can focus on the mage. Where'd the mage go? Oh god, I'm stunned. This is a bad thing. Knock you down. Stop. Stop. Go to sleep. Ooh. A little brutal. I'm gonna lie.
Go, man the gate. Keep those bastards out as long as you can. Your ladyship, my lady, you're both alive. I was certain Hao's men had gotten through.
God, these graphics. What about them, Zeph? What about them? Fine that they've aged terribly. But this was like, I think early 360 as well. Maybe a little later. Have you seen my father?
He was looking for you two. He told us to hold the hall as long as possible. When I realized what was happening, it was all I could do to shut the gates. But they won't keep Hao's men out long. If you've another way out of the castle, use it quickly.
Where's the Grey Warden? Come with us.
If I do that, you won't make it out before the gates fall. Please, go while you have the chance. When I last saw the Terran, he'd been badly wounded. I urged him not to go, but he was determined to find you. He went towards the kitchen. I believe he thought to find you at the servants' exit in the
Think
larder.
they were cutting edge ones? Yeah, that's true.
Make her watch over you.
That's a fair point.
Make her watch over us all.
I don't think they've aged, like, horribly. I think they could have aged better, but I also think for something like... I think 3D graphics in general, period, I don't think they'll ever age as well as, like, something from the, whatchamacallit, like the SNES era.
I shall do it. Very well. As you say. It shall be done.
I wanted to attack him, but I guess that's not happening. So lifelike.
We must get out. They're slaughtering everyone. We must get out. They're slaughtering everyone.
Run, save yourselves. So lifelike. Yeah, I get that.
Very well. As you say, it's begun. I shall do it. I shall do it.
Ah!
I shall do it. Release this. Very well.
Legendary edition for Dragon Age. That'd be nice. Although, I'll be honest, for, like, Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition, from what I've seen of it, and this is just me, I'm sure, I can't notice that much of a difference in, like, graphical quality. Non-human / creature graphics always age well. I wouldn't say always, but I'd say I do agree with the point. Humans are going to age badly regardless. Focus on everyone other than the tank first. He's a tank for a reason. He's meant to draw the attacks to him. I mean, he's gonna hit hard as well, but, you know. I'm still on cooldown, damn it. Yeah, I got last hit on him.
We must get to the larder, quickly.
I got 1 silver. Ooh, a whole silver piece just for me. Let's check out this sack. Two and 3 are the least improved upon, mostly lighting. I'm just working my way up to gold, exactly, St. Eternius. Now it's soon gold, maybe even platinum? Oh. We have 2 silver pieces. I'm rich! Oh, I should equip this scale mail. That might be a good idea. Gives me more fatigue. But it looks cool. I've only seen comparisons with Mass Effect 1, honestly. But, I got 2 silver pieces, that's all I need. I'm gonna buy me a cottage in the woods. A barrel.
We must get to the larder, quickly.
Father's looking good.
There, you both are. I was
Bryce.
wondering when you would get here.
Maker's blood, what's happening? You're bleeding.
Al's men found me first. Almost did me in right there.
Give him a healing potion, he'll be fine. If only. Why is Hao doing this?
He can't get away with this. The king will...
Bryce, we must get you out of here.
I won't survive the standing, I think.
Then we'll simply stay and defend you.
Once Hao's men break through the gate, they will find us. We must go.
Someone must reach Fergus. Tell him what has happened.
Almost have something planned for him too.
Bryce, no. The servant's passage is right here. We can flee together, find you healing magic.
The castle is surrounded. I cannot make it.
I'm afraid the turn is correct. Hao's men have not yet discovered this exit, but they surround the castle. Getting past will be difficult.
You are Duncan, then? The Grey Warden?
Yes, your ladyship. The turn and I tried to reach you sooner.
My daughter helped me get here. Make her be praised.
I am not surprised.
Thank you for saving my father.
I fear your thanks are premature. I doubt I have saved him.
Whatever is to be done now, it must be quick. They are coming.
Duncan, I beg you. Take my wife and daughter to safety.
I will, your lordship, but I fear I must ask for something in return.
Anything.
What is happening here pales in comparison to the evil now loose in this world. I came to your castle seeking a recruit. The Darkspawn threat demands that I leave with one.
I understand.
Are you talking about me?
You fought your way to me through Hao's men. I think the Maker's intention is clear. I will take the Tyrna and your daughter to Ostagar to tell Fergus and the king what happened. Then your daughter joins the Grey Wardens.
So long as justice comes to Hao. I agree.
Then I offer you a place within the Grey Wardens. Fight with us.
I accept your offer.
We must leave quickly then.
Bryce, are you sure?
Our daughter will not die of Hao's treachery. She will live and make her mark on the world.
Darling, go with Duncan. You have a better chance to escape without me.
Eleanor.
Hush, Bryce. I'll kill every bastard that comes through that door to buy them time. But I won't abandon you.
I love you both so much.
Then live, darling. Become a Grey Warden and do what is right.
I'm so sorry it's come to this, my love.
We had a good life and did all we could. It's up to our children now.
Then go, pup. Warn your brother. Know that we love you both. You do us proud.
They've broken through the gates. We must go now.
Goodbye, darling.
Goodbye, Mother.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kaelan. I didn't expect a
royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is she?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
No need, Duncan.
You are Bryce's youngest, are you not? I don't think we've ever actually met.
Yes, Your Majesty, my name is Jesse.
Your brother has already arrived with High Ever's men, but we are still awaiting your father.
She's alright, but the real hero is the dog. Oh, sad. He's not coming, Your Majesty. He died when our castle was taken.
Dead? What do you mean? Duncan, do you know anything about this?
Terran Cousland and his wife are dead, Your Majesty. Arl Howe has shown himself a traitor and overtaken High Ever Castle. Had we not escaped, he would have killed us and told you any story he wished.
I can scarcely believe it. Well, how could he think he could get away with such treachery? As soon as we are done here, I will turn my army north and bring Howe to justice. You have my word.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
No doubt you wish to see your brother. Unfortunately, he and his men are scouting in the wilds.
I'm not eager to tell him, Your Majesty.
Of that, I have no doubt. You will see him again once the battle is over, I am certain. I apologize, but there's nothing more I can do. All I can suggest is that you vent your grief against the Darkspawn for the time being.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
You sound very confident of that.
Overconfident, some would say. Right, Duncan?
Your Majesty, I'm not certain the Blight can be ended quite as quickly as you might wish.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
Yet you don't sound very reassured.
Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
Why not? He seems to regard the Grey Wardens highly.
Yet not enough to wait for reinforcements from the Grey Wardens of Orlais. He believes our legend alone makes him invulnerable. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can and look to Terran Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
What do you need me to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Your hound can stay with me while I attend to some business.
Appreciate it.
Grey Warden tent is on the other side of this bridge. You will find us there should you need to.
And we level up. I'll take a level up. Level up good. We're gonna go Master Combat. Shield. Balance. Shield defense, yeah, it is. Level up is you. Yes, it is. It is definitely a good thing. Usually. Unless you get a level up that gives you only a point to your level stat, which is almost useless. Meaning you get nothing from said level up. Sad.
Hail, you must be the Grey Warden recruit that Duncan brought.
Why I never... I'm sorry, Grim. I'm sorry to have disturbed you. My apologies. Please forgive me, Grim. We love you.
Greetings. King Kaelan is not in his tent right now?
Tell me about the king. You must see him a lot.
I suppose I do, but it wouldn't be prudent to discuss the king's business with you.
Do you know where the king is?
I believe he's with the Grey Wardens in camp, drinking. He holds them in high regard, you know, as his father did.
I should go.
As you wish.
Are you? You're funny, Grim.
You approach the tent of Tairn Loghain. State your business.
Tell me about Tairn Loghain.
How can you not know of Loghain? He helped free Ferelden. He was the brains behind King Maric's armies and drove out those damned Orlesians. King Maric rewarded him by making him a Tairn. Can you imagine? A commoner became a high nobleman just like that. Without Loghain, you can bet the king wouldn't be winning against these Darkspawn.
Is the Tairn inside? What is he doing?
He's inside, but I don't think it's my place to discuss his activities.
Surely you can tell me a little about him.
I suppose, as long as we talk quietly. He and the king have been arguing for days. The Tairn's known the king since he was swaddled, so they don't stand on ceremony. The Tairn speaks his mind, and the king yells right back. Personally, I think the king should do what Tairn Loghain tells him. Without the Tairn, we wouldn't be doing as well here as we are.
I'd like the audience with the Tairn, please.
Don't be absurd. He can't give an audience to everyone who walks up here, you know?
Not just anyone. My father was Tairn Kuzlin. Welcome, hello. Hello, Lament. Welcome back.
Oh, I didn't know. Hold on, I'll get him.
Yes, what is it? Oh, you're Duncan's new Grey Warden, I assume.
Yes, I am.
Kaelan's fascination with the Wardens goes beyond the ordinary. Are you aware his father brought your order back to Ferelden?
Yes, I've heard that.
Maric respected the Grey Wardens. They have an honored place in the hearts of our people. But Maric would have understood that it takes more than legends to win a battle. That's not an argument I'll repeat here. You look familiar. Have I seen you at the Landsmeet?
My father was the Tairn of Highever.
The king told me of his promise. I'm certain he has every intention of following it through. I don't suppose you'll be riding into the thick of battle with the rest of your fellows, will you?
Certainly hope so. I don't know.
If Kaelan has his way, you will. Now I must return to my task. Pray that our king proves amenable to wisdom, if you're the praying sort.
You don't seem very fond of him.
He is Maric's son and the leader of my beloved Ferelden, and a very young man. I try to keep that in mind, as should you.
Hello, Shadow.
You found our tent, I see. Is there something you need?
This to me doesn't really look like a tent. Quite a face that guy has. Yeah, seems like a nice guy. I have some questions.
Alistair can help you with those. I had hoped he would be back by now. Do not wait too long before seeking out Alistair. As I said earlier, we will need to begin preparations for the joining before nightfall. Do not wait too long before seeking out Alistair. As I said...
Alright. Now, I believe there is something I can do. And I want to point it out.
Here in this hour, good folk of Ferelden, and we contemplate the death that may await. Death is no failure, my friends. Should it find you, you will not have failed your king. You will have served your maker. Die in this battle, and when you stand before the Maker in the land beyond the Fade, he shall not find you wanting. Go not into death gladly, but with the knowledge that evil has been held at bay by your spilled blood. And if you go to stand beside the Maker, go with our blessing, for you shall not be forgotten. My friends, let us bow our heads and remember those who have fallen and those who have yet to fall.
Okay, sorry, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't interrupting her. Thank you, Rogue, for the self-care package. Stretched, hydrated, and indeed sitting up straight. Thank you for that. What was I gonna say? Oh, there's something I want to point out. I believe there's a way for you to get all the way up to max level here. I don't remember how to do it, but I do want to point it out. That you can do something to get, like, to max level. It's like some sort of exploit. I can't remember what it is exactly.
Greetings, young lady. You are Duncan's newest recruit, are you not? He's not a man easily impressed. You should be proud. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wynne, one of the mages summoned by the king.
I'm Jesse. Pleased to meet you.
Well met. And good luck to you on the battlefield. To us all, in fact.
Will you be fighting it besides the king?
Not precisely. The Grey Wardens will be on the front lines, not the mages. Still, we have our parts to play. To defeat the Darkspawn, we have to work together. It's not an idea everyone seems able to grasp.
You faced Darkspawn before?
Stragglers, yes. Not the vast horde the scouts speak of. I wonder, how much do you know of the connection between Darkspawn and the Fade?
I know the Fade is where you go when you dream.
Anytime your spirit leaves your earthly body, whether it's to dream or to die, it passes into the realm we call the Fade. It's home to many spirits, some benevolent, others far less so. At the heart of the Fade lies the Black City.
What is the Black City?
Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin. That taint transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast them back to the Earth, where they became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chant of Light says.
I've heard that story before.
It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now.
At least it's something to ponder. The Fade Grim, it's a fairly chill place. That's true. Is that why it's called the Fade Grim?
Yes, occasionally it's wise to contemplate one's actions. But I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
Nah. Duncan asked me to go get milk. I'm looking for milk.
I'm sorry, but the mages must not be interrupted. I'm sorry, but the mages must not be interrupted.
The mages must not be interrupted. Their spirits are in the Fade.
The Fade?
The Fade is the realm of dreams and the land of the dead, or so the mages tell us. Regardless, they are not to be disturbed, not even by Grey Wardens.
I apologize, I'll go elsewhere. Looks like they're dancing.
Victory against the scourge of shadow. Watch over Ferelden, the homeland of Holy Andraste. Keep her people safe from the Darkspawn. Let us bow our heads and offer prayers
Well
to
met.
Maker, that he might find us worthy. I do not have time to speak at present, thank you.
So, any last wishes I can help fulfill before you head into battle? Life is fleeting, you know. That pretty face could be decorating some Darkspawn spear this time tomorrow. Shall I take that quiet glare as a no? Oh, well, too bad.
Save. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we've saved.
Well, you're not what I thought you'd be.
And who are you? What'd you think I'd be?
Not a woman, yet here you are.
Ah,
Your name's
presumptuous
Sabbath.
are you?
It's about bloody time you came along. I was beginning to think they'd cooked this ritual up just for our benefit.
What do you know about this ritual?
I happened to be sneaking around camp last night, see, and I heard a couple of Grey Wardens talking. So, I listen in for a bit. I'm thinking they plan to send us into the wilds.
Neutral, I definitely understand that, Grim. I've had days like that too. I'm sorry. Maybe they will, we'll see.
It's all too secretive for me. Makes my nose twitch. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like we have a choice.
Looking forward to it.
You sound just like the bloody knight. Well, more power to you. Anyway, I expect it's time to get back to Duncan. That's where I'll be if you need me for anything.
Well met. I'm gonna save again. That is true. At least neutral's not bad. Not good, but it's not bad either.
Have you seen an elf running about? Young woman, red hair, carrying a suit of chain.
Can't say I have, no.
Blast it. Where did she go? That suit better be patched up when she gets back, or by the maker up. Oh, pardon my manners. My troubles are no concern of yours, I'm sure. I'm the quartermaster. Did you come for supplies?
You need help tracking this girl down?
Oh, I'm sure you have better things to do than run errands for me. I can find her myself.
What kind of supplies do you have?
Arms and armor, for the most part. It's for the King's men, but you Grey Wardens can buy what you need for a modest price. I also have some goods on the side I can provide. Strictly off the record, of course. To keep morale up, you understand.
Let me see your other goods.
So long as you keep it quiet.
I do want to quickly, before we get... Not that I'm going to use this exploit, but maybe I'll show it off. Okay, I see how to do it. It's like a timing thing, and it involves selling and buying back stuff at like the same time. I'm not going to worry about showing it off necessarily, but I do want to point it out a little bit. It involves like putting stuff in your junk and then like selling it, but also does it mean Y and A? Your junk inventory. There's Y and X almost. Does it mean X and A? You know what? Let's test it out. Let's put something in there that is like our armor. That'll be expensive.
Hello again. Is there something you need? Some supplies, perhaps?
We'll give it a try.
So long as you keep it quiet.
All right, step one is into your junk inventory. Y and X almost buy back the items. Okay. Taking victories where you can. Exactly, that's all you can do. Is it their buyback inventory? Da, 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 da. Go to their which inventory? And their junk menu, okay. Y and X almost at the same time. Simply buy the item back. Wait. Trying to figure this out. Visit any mention, go to their junk menu. Press Y, then X almost at the same time. Okay, Y, then X. Oops. Oopsies. Y, then X. Nope. Didn't do it right. Y, then X. I'm confused. I know I was able to do this at one point. You'll sell the item twice and get twice the money. Okay. Oh, there we go. I got it right. There we go. Now I have 15 gold. See that? Ah, shit. Buttons. Buttons are helpful. Y, then X. I mean A. I don't know why it's saying X when it should be A. Maybe the person got confused or something. Hey, there we go. I'm not trying to. I don't want to abuse this too much in all seriousness. But I do think that it said something about. There is an experience glitch in Ostagar, however, don't recommend it. Your other party members will be auto-leveled. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. I do want to know about, whatchamacallit. Exploits. Ah, I see. It's currently fixed for PC by a patch and PS3, but still exists for Xbox 360. Gotcha, gotcha. It involves not having an item, but by talking to someone. Okay, there we go. Although I did some grinding. A lot of gold. I may make use of that exploit. This trading exploit we can do anytime, I think. But we can also get kind of good equipment if we so desire. Go on a little bit of a shopping spree. Rock salve. Thinking about one more. Yeah, there we go. Just a little extra money in our pocket. I may make use of that. Can I see what his normal items are? Or is it any different?
Hello again. Is there something you need? Some supplies, perhaps?
Let me see what you
Let
have.
me know what you'd like.
Yeah, it is different. Splint mail. Ooh, a backpack. Don't mind if I do. I like a backpack. That means more inventory. Should probably move my armor back to my inventory, though. I almost hit destroy. I would have cried if it destroyed.
Welcome, young woman.
Thank you. Who are you?
I am one of the Tranquil, my friend. I am of the Circle of Magi. But instead of casting spells and reading tomes, I spend my time enchanting. It is a time-consuming process, but invaluable. Enchantment provides the Circle its wealth. Certainly we would not get by on charity.
Speak very strangely. Why is that?
Allow me to put it this way. Do you know why those with magical talent are feared?
Because magic is powerful and dangerous?
It is dangerous beyond its power. Those with magical talent attract demons and spirits. We can be possessed easily, and thus become horrors known as abominations. Even those with minor talents attract hungry spirits. Anyone with the power may learn blood magic from these demons. Hence, we are considered dangerous. This is our curse. Thus, I was made tranquil, stripped of emotions and talent. I am no longer dangerous.
How is someone made tranquil?
Our forehead is branded with magic, which stills our talent and mind. The process is irreversible as far as I am aware.
Sounds like a horrid practice.
It might seem such to you, but I feel no horror. I am content to serve in my role.
Let's talk about something else.
Of course. What may I assist you with?
I should go.
Goodbye.
We learned something today. We learned about the Tranquil.
In the name of Andraste, I bless you today. May you find favor in the Maker's eyes. So let it be. Ah, I suspect you are one of the new Grey Wardens. Will you accept the Maker's blessing?
I will, thank you.
Then I bless you, Grey Warden, in the name of Andraste and the Maker above. May the chant of light carry your name to the ears of our Lord.
Greetings. You must be the third recruit we've heard about.
I am. Who are you?
Sir Jury is my name. I hail from Redcliffe, where I served as knight under the command of Arl Aemon. I was not aware they permitted women to join the Grey Wardens. None of those I've seen thus far have been.
Ooh. Love men. Perhaps they saved the best for last.
You obviously impressed Duncan, and that's enough for me.
All right.
I hope we're both lucky
You're a little
enough
bit
to
better on
eventually
my
join
good
the
side.
Wardens. Is it not thrilling to be given that chance?
You're back on my neutral side, not on my bad side. Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
I fought hard to get here. Impressing Duncan was not easy.
It was easy
Tell
for me.
Has anyone told you what this joining ritual entails?
David said we might be going into the wilds.
I never heard of such a ritual. I had no idea there were more tests after getting recruited. I suppose since you're finally here, I'd best get back to Duncan. I shall see you there.
Oh, moving on.
Huh. Someone finally comes and talks to the lone prisoner. I don't suppose you've come to sentence me.
No, I haven't.
I don't suppose you have a bit of kindness in you. All I want is food and water. They haven't fed me since I was locked up and I'm starving.
Can you tell me why you're in there first?
I'm a deserter, or so they think. I bet there's no arguing them out of it, though. Armies are funny that way.
Did you desert?
I wasn't deserting. But when you catch someone sneaking around camp in the middle of the night, what else are you gonna think? Does it matter? All I want is a bit of food and water.
Matters to me if your cause was just.
Oh, that's sweet of you, dearie. How about you marry me instead? At least I could get a kiss before they hang me. And it's not as if they're wrong. I probably would have deserted later. Just not when they caught me is all. Hope that doesn't spoil your opinion of me. I'm still hungry enough to eat my shoe.
Why haven't they fed you?
I expect nobody thought of it with all the battles and such.
Why would I want to help you?
Because you might want something I don't need. Them circle wizards got a chest they keep things in. Magical things. And I stole the key. That's why I'm here. I got one of them drunk, took his key and tried to sneak to the chest. They assumed I was deserting. I can't use it from here. But I'd trade you for some food and water.
They didn't find the key when you were arrested?
I swallowed it. But it's, come back into my possession since then, so to speak.
Lovely.
Just ask my guard for his. He's still got some dinner. I saw him put it in his coat.
Lucky dog. You Grey Wardens get to ride with the king while I'm left with the drudgery of guarding this deserter. They should have just hanged him. Put his head on a pike as an example.
Who is this prisoner exactly?
They say he was recruited before the war up in Dinnerham. Probably figured he'd never have to fight if he served the king, right?
Why did he want to desert?
Why does anyone want to desert? Because he thinks he's going to die and he's a bloody coward, that's why. Either that or he's been listening to a bunch of hogwash about how the Darkspawn will drag you off and eat you.
Seems a waste for you to guard him all day.
I can't just let him go, can I? The army will figure out what to do with him. Probably just waiting for someone important to make a decision. Then they'll hang him, I expect. And I can go and do something else.
I had a chat with him, actually.
Don't expect it was an enlightening conversation.
He asked for some food and water.
Did he now? Since nobody sends me nothing to feed him with, the only way we'll get that is if I give him mine.
What if I buy it? How's 10 silver sound?
10 silver. Well, feed him if you want to. I had nothing to do with it, though. If anyone asks why he's burping, I'm gonna say it was you. Just so you know.
So? Brought me some food, have you? I'm so hungry I could faint dead away.
Here's some food.
Much obliged. May Andraste herself rain blessings upon you. And, as I mentioned, here's the key. Use it in good health, huh?
Maybe wash it first. Hold the key, like, very, like, far out and just, like, ugh. That's a dirty key.
You there, elf. What's your name?
It's Pick, sir.
Go tell Tern Loghain that the war party's ready to begin scouting. We'll send word if we find anything amiss.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Bork, 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 bork. Borkity, bork, bork. Even if he is gonna die, I don't believe in...
Sorry, miss. The army camp is off limits for you right now.
Even if he is gonna die, I believe he should at least get, exactly, Lament. Just grab a piece of cloth before grabbing the key. Ugh. I think I want to save before trying to loot it. Not while he's here, at least.
That course of action is...
Yeah, you got it. I don't think he should be starving, necessarily. That doesn't seem right.
I'm sorry, but there's so much to do before the battle. I must attend to my duties or I'll get the switch.
Get the Switch. Nintendo Switch? Oh. He's gonna get beaten. How horrible.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The grumpy one.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must. Get out of my way, fool.
You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
I love... This is Alistair. I love him. He's one of my favorites. I know exactly what you mean.
It's like a party. We could all stand in a circle and hold hands. That would give the Darkspawn something to think about. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage.
Would that make your day worse?
Hardly. I just like to know my chances of being turned into a toad at any given moment. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit. From Highever. I should have recognized you right away. I apologize.
How could you recognize me?
Duncan sent word. He spoke quite highly of you. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Alistair, the new Grey Warden. Though I guess you knew that. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Jesse.
Right, that was the name. You know, it just occurred to me that there have never been many women in the Grey Wardens. I wonder why that is.
You want more women in the Wardens, do you?
Would that be so terrible? Not that I'm some drooling lecher or anything. Please stop looking at me like that. So I'm curious. Have you ever actually encountered Darkspawn before?
Have you?
When I fought my first one, I wasn't prepared for how monstrous it was. I can't say I'm looking forward to encountering another. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started.
That argument I saw, what was it about?
With the mage. The Circle is here at the King's request, and the Chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are. Which puts me in a bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar.
Ah. That would be awkward. But for you guys, what's a Templar?
You don't know? Quick version then. The Chantry tries to control mages because they're dangerous. So they keep Templars that train to hunt down and kill apostates. That's what I was being trained as when Duncan recruited me 6 months ago. I'm sure the revered mother meant it as an insult, sending me as her messenger, and the mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech.
What about the other recruits?
Davith and Sir Jory are here in the camp. Have you met them?
Yes, both of them.
That makes things easy then. They'll both be back with Duncan by now.
I look forward to traveling with you.
You do? Huh. That's a switch. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
And this is Alistair. Let's walk back over to the camp, and then I think we'll get ready.
You found Alistair, did you? Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations. Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What can I say? The revered mother ambushed me. The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the mage, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give anyone more ammunition against us.
You're right, Duncan. I apologize.
Now then, since you're all here, we can begin. You four will be heading into the Korcari Wilds to perform 2 tasks. The first is to obtain 3 vials of Darkspawn blood, 1 for each recruit.
What do we need Darkspawn blood for?
For the joining itself. I'll explain more once you've returned.
What is the second task?
There was once a Grey Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them. Alistair, I want you to retrieve these scrolls if you can.
In the archives and 3 vials of blood. What kind of scrolls are
Old
these?
treaties, if you're curious. Promises of support made to the Grey Wardens long ago. They were once considered only formalities. With so many having forgotten their commitments to us, I suspect it may be a good idea to have something to remind them with.
And what if they're no longer there?
It's possible the scrolls may have been destroyed or even stolen, though the seal's magic should have protected them. Only a Grey Warden can break such a seal.
I don't understand. Why leave such things in a ruin if they're so valuable?
It was assumed that we would someday return. A great many things were assumed that have not held true.
How will we find this archive?
It will be an overgrown ruin by now, but the sealed chest should remain intact. Alistair will guide you to the area you need to search.
Is this part of our joining too?
No, but the effort must be made. I have every confidence you are up to the task.
Find the archive and 3 vials of blood. Understood.
Watch over your charges, Alistair. Return quickly and safely.
We will.
Then may the Maker watch over your path. I will see you when you return.
Sounds like a plan. And now Davith and Jory join us. Yes, that would be Shadow and probably the other dogs too. Excuse me, probably Warhounds is what they prefer to be known as. I want to take these chainmail boots though. And he can take leather gloves. I think I already have chainmail. I have scale arm. And a little bit more fatiguing. Straight sword. Yeah, you can have studded leather armor. And have my rough set. Welcome in, Torin. How are you doing? I assume you're not well because you're crying. I'm sorry. What's wrong? The chainmail's better. Let's go with that then. Iron ring. Funeral? I'm sorry for your loss then. It's never fun. I know how that feels, and I do apologize. Okay. I understand how hard it is to lose someone, trust me. So definitely my condolences as well. I think I would like to continue, but unfortunately, I think it's better if we take, and I'm sorry, Torin, I know you just got here. But I think it'll be better for us to go ahead and wrap up here. This is not a bad stopping point, because the last thing I want to do is be in the middle of the wilds and then have to be like, oh, we gotta end. I mean, I might be able to kind of quote-unquote speedrun the wilds, but I don't really want to take that risk. But let's go ahead and head over to the stream ending screen. There we go. But we will be live with more Dragon Age come Friday, because this week will be a little weird. Just because I wanted to play Dragon Age over what we'll be playing tomorrow, and you guys will see why, and it'll make more sense. But another new game tomorrow, so that'll be fun and exciting. And then more Disgaea on Wednesday. We will be live 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time every day, as usual. Yeah, I think that's just about it. Now that we're playing, I am getting a little bit more into it. So I do feel a little bit better about Dragon Age, but I would like to hear what you guys are feeling and how you guys are thinking. Welcome in, Juniper. I'm glad that you're hyped for this then. But please let me know what you guys are thinking in the Discord about Dragon Age so far. I would like to know how everyone's kind of feeling, because like right before I started, I don't know if it was my nerves or what. I was like, oh no, I don't know what I was feeling. Like I just was kind of not feeling Dragon Age. But I would like to hear what you guys are thinking. If you guys want us to continue, for sure. And if you don't know how you're feeling as well, that's totally fine. We'll have another day this week, and we'll be able to get into even more then too. If I could spell. Time to start a new adventure and fight against the Darkspawn. Good night, Reese. It is lovely to have you here. It's lovely to have all of you here. Thank you all so much for being here with me tonight. I do appreciate it. Does mean a lot. Makes me feel a little bit better too, for all that sorts of stuff. As for who we'll go say hello to, ooh, what do we want to see? What do we want to see? Dark Souls, or do we want to see Chrono Trigger? We did finish Chrono Trigger, so I'm comfortable going and rating out for some Chrono Trigger. But it is entirely up to you guys. I want to see what you guys want. Chrono Trigger? Okay. Any objections? Are we going to get some conflict going? Oh, I think she already beat it. I think she's playing on New Game Plus, actually. Which isn't a bad thing. I think we'll go do Chrono Trigger. Alright, but once again, guys, thank you so much for... You objected, not object. Okay, totally fair. Once again, guys, please take care. Have a lovely rest of the night. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. And until next time, guys, please take care, and bye-bye.